Hope everybody had a great Halloween and got into that good old sugar coma. Now, did you know this Halloween actually broke a record down there in Texas for a record high temperature of 99 degrees? Previous record was back in 1950, which was at 89 degrees. So it was kind of a scorcher here out east. Bit chilly up here at Williams Weather headquarters though, but we braved the cool air to hand out good old candy to those good old trick-or-treaters, and hopefully every one of y'all enjoyed this Halloween. Now, what are we going to be expecting for the next couple of weeks? I think y'all are going to be in for a very, very pleasant surprise, as I think we could have one last warm-up in store before Old Man Winter takes hold. But of course, let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast. And first, take a look at the National Weather Service, as they are saying there's going to be an atmospheric river affecting the northwest with windy conditions in the northeast, and this could head our way as well, so let's go ahead and get into that. And of course, we can see today and tomorrow got atmospheric river kind of conditions occurring up here in the northwest, which is going to be bringing rain and snow, as well as up here in the northeast. A lot of heavy snow up here by Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, and Maine. And watch as we head into this weekend, we're going to be dealing with a system. It's going to be bringing a lot of heavy rainfall and dreary conditions here out east, and a lot more snowfall up here in the northwest. Now, don't worry, I'll get into the snowfall here in a little bit, but we can see as we head into next week, could be dealing with some snowfall here in the Midwest and Great Lakes region. Now, it's to be determined as to where the snowfall will set up at. Could head further north or further south, just depends. I'll let y'all know though. As we head off into Monday, we could have some snowfall here in the upper elevations of the Smoky Mountains and really much of the Appalachian Mountains, to be honest with y'all, and really heavy snowfall up here in the northeast. So it's looking like we could have some early season snowfall in our hands here out east, which is not too unusual to see snowfall this time of year. We did have this, I think, a couple years ago. I'll have to check on that, but it's not too unusual to see that. And of course, this model has just been updated, so let's go to a previous model to take a look further out. But we can see after that, it's looking relatively quiet out there. Just some lake effect snow going on up here by New York and Buffalo area, and still some soggy conditions occurring up here in the northwest, but it's looking like we could have a quiet pattern setting up as we head into the middle of November. But then, of course, further we head out to more uncertainty, there is la la land when it comes to the models. Over 300 some hours out, spitting out more atmospheric river kind of conditions, and another system setting up as we head into the end of the month. Basically, can be dealing with some atmospheric river kind of conditions up here in the northwest, and very dreary and snowy conditions up here in the northeast as well. As we head into this weekend, could come in on a system that could bring flooding and severe weather here to the Ohio Valley potentially. I'll be keeping you updated though on that. And it's looking like as we head into next week, could be some snowfall here in the Great Lakes and even up here in the Smoky Mountains and much of the Appalachian Mountains in the northeast. And then after that, it's looking to quiet down. And then, of course, la la land when it comes to the models, but according to the GFS, as we head into almost 300 hours out, could be dealing with another atmospheric river out in the northwest, which could bring more systems our way as we head into the end of the month. But of course, please take that with a grain of salt. Now, as far as snowfall goes, we want to take a look at the national blend of models. This only takes us out so far, so please keep that in mind. But as we fast forward to November 15th, we can see where the jackpot of snow is going to be, mainly here out west, up here in the Great Lakes region, and the northeast. Now let's zoom in on these areas to give y'all a clearer picture of what to expect. You can see Smoky Mountains going to be getting in on almost about, I would say, close to an inch, maybe two. But of course, more in the higher elevations. Up here in the northeast, right around, I would say, 2 to 4 inches, locally higher amounts possible, of course. Up here by Lake Michigan, right around 1 to 2 inches. Some areas getting in on almost 5 inches of snowfall, but of course this is pretty far out when it comes to the models, so please take that with a grain of salt, but can and will happen, and can and will change, of course, as well. But as we take a look out west, it's looking like a lot of snowfall is going to be occurring out there, and I know some ski resorts are going to be opening up here very soon, so it's going to be a fresh snowpack for those good old ski resorts, so go out there and enjoy those and send me any sort of snowfall pictures if you want to over my X and Facebook pages. I would greatly appreciate that, y'all. As it's looking like Old Man Winter is going to be returning by next week, y'all, unfortunately. So if you have anything to wrap up outside, I would suggest you probably should get it done by the end of this week, because looking like the winter chill could be in store. And speaking of the winter chill, we can see here the 8 to 14 day U.S. Hazards Outlook states that much below normal temperatures could be in store here in the southeast. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now, I did mention that we could come in on one last warm up before Old Man Winter comes on down and sticks around. And we can see that here today and tomorrow that we could be dealing with some very warm temperatures here in the central part of the country. And very chilly up here in the northeast and northwest, which is pretty typical for this time of year. And you can see as we head into this weekend, see that bitterly cold air coming down. That's going to be coming our way, y'all. You can see close to single digit to teen like temperatures here in the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and stretching all the way down into Alabama, Georgia, and even Mississippi. And this is the falling iguana kind of season, so please keep that in mind that we get down into the 40s and 50s down here in Florida. Could be doing some falling iguanas as well. This is going to fuel that snowfall too, so this is unfortunate. So make sure to wrap anything up you need done outside, because it's looking like that bitterly cold air is going to be coming our way very, very quickly. And speaking of the much below normal temperatures on the 11th, let's go ahead and take a look out east and zoom in here. We can see apparent temperatures close to almost single digit up here in the upper elevations of the Smoky Mountains. Of course, teen-like temperatures up here in the upper Midwest, and down here in Florida feels like temperatures of near freezing, right around 37 though. Near 34 near the Panhandle. So it's going to be getting bitterly cold here soon. Bone chilling cold, to be honest with y'all. So prepare now for it. And again, like I said earlier, make sure you wrap up anything that needs done outside between now and I would say Saturday, because Sunday I think we're going to be feeling that chill in the air very, very, very rapidly. So here's how you can prepare. Basically, make sure you turn off outdoor spigots and just make sure you winterize your home pretty much. Make sure all the drafts are sealed. So as we take a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, we can see this right here. The eastern part of the country is going to be dealing with below normal temperatures, mainly because we're going to be dealing with a cold snap here next week. And of course, out west, a little bit above average, but still very, very chilly out there, of course. Next 8 to 14 days, looks like we could be coming in on a slight warm up according to the Climate Prediction Center here out east, but still going to remain chilly as we head into next week. So it's very unfortunate. I don't like the cold air, but I know some of y'all probably like the cold air, so I guess look forward to this if you like the cold air. Looks like Old Man Winter is going to be rushing in, y'all. The Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Now, they're showing us that could be coming in on below normal precipitation, really for much of the central part of the country, unless you live up in the northeast and the northwest and really much of the western half of the country, as atmospheric rivers are going to be occurring out there. Don't know what that means. I'll put the definition of it right here. Basically just means a whole bunch of rainfall and snowfall is being dumped over the same area over and over and over again. Basically what that. As we head into the next 8 to 14 days, going to change, of course. More above average precipitation to be expected here in the western half of the country and here in the central part of the country as well, and a little bit of the northeast. But below average could be expected here in the southeast and the south central. So basically, as we head into this weekend and into next week, we could be dealing with a very active weather pattern. But then as we head into the middle of the month, I'm thinking it's going to quiet down again. And then the end of the month, I think we're going to start picking up in activity again. So please keep that in mind and take that with a grain of salt though as well. And we can see here the risk of heavy precipitation is going to be occurring in the northwest because of those atmospheric river conditions that I mentioned earlier. And the risk of heavy snowfall is going to be occurring up here in the northwest as well as over here in California and the northeast. They don't have the Smoky Mountains in there, but I would probably go ahead and put them in there as well. So again, if you enjoy the snowfall, get out there and take some pictures of it and send it over my way. I would love to see it. And of course, if you hate snowfall, then of course give it the middle finger and send me a picture of you the snowfall middle finger as well. Now what about the tropics? Are we going to have any activity as we wind down the hurricane season? Well, I don't think we are. You can see right here, no tropical activity is expected in the next 7 days here in the Atlantic. What about the Pacific? Well, no activity out there either. So looks like we are winding down the hurricane season. And I did watch Fox Weather the other day, and they did say that we're not going to be seeing any sort of tropical activity as we head towards the end of the month, and that was their bold prediction, as we have very unfavorable conditions out there. So that's some good news anyway. What does the Climate Prediction Center have to say? Well, they're showing us that really the same story, really. Could have some activity here in the Caribbean, but please take that with a grain of salt, though. Hopefully nothing impacts Jamaica, as Jamaica did come in on a disaster. My heart goes out to y'all in Jamaica. That was a worst case scenario for y'all, so hopefully y'all get the help you need down there. Now, as we take a look at the fall foliage, we are pretty much past peak here at the Wayne's Weather headquarters, pretty much. My dad did take some pictures, and I did share those on X and Facebook of the fall foliage here in southern Indiana. We can see pretty much past peak here amongst much of the country, and of course the further we head out, more of the country is going to be coming in on past peak, and we are coming in on very, very good colors here at Wayne's Weather headquarters. Now, I didn't think we were going to see good colors at all here this year, because on the radio they did say something about reasons why we wouldn't see good fall foliage is because it's been so dry and stuff. So I'm glad to see it. Glad it wasn't a dull season, so we'll take it. Glad to see it. Now, I know I showed this in every video, but what about the bird migration? Looks like we are definitely past peak of the bird migration, right around 84 million tonight. Tomorrow night, 72 million, a lot less. And 105 million projected to move through on the night of November 6th, which they better get their butts moving if they haven't done so already, because looks like Old Man Winter is going to be coming around the corner very, very soon. As soon as next week. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you like and share it so more folks are informed about the weather. And also leave me some feedback in the comment section down below, as any feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better and more informative content in the future. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because here at Wayne's Weather we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. So basically, all you need to know is that as we head into this weekend, it's going to be relatively nice out there. Could come in on one last warm-up, so that means you better get things done between now and Saturday, because it looks like as we head into the beginning of next week, we could come in on a cold snap, which could bring snowfall our way. So please be prepared for that. And I'll of course be letting y'all know whether or not I'll be issuing a bread and milk watch, warning, or advisory, as we could come in on our first snowfall of the season here at the Wayne's Weather headquarters, and I will be out there, out back, here in the backyard, reporting on any snowfall we get here. So again, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all y'all for watching. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy the nice weather this week, and enjoy the fall leaves, and until next time, never stop forecasting.